Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Lynn. Welcome to my home. Thanks for popping in. I'm so glad you're joining me for a little chat tonight. Many of you have asked for more and more videos on food and cooking. So that's what you're getting tonight. Two simple, fast, quick, and in a hurry recipes that you can use anytime and kind of create your own. What do I have in my pantry that I can throw together and make these meals? So I hope you enjoy these two recipes. Okay, so what recipes do I have for you tonight? Well, I have one that you could use for a breakfast, but you can also use it as a bread if you run out of bread and you need something quick and easy to use. Let me explain. The other day I ran out of bread. I didn't have anything in the house. I didn't feel like making a whole loaf of bread. I needed something fast, quick, and in a hurry. I needed a breakfast bread that I could put together, but then I also knew for lunch we were going to need something for lunch. I didn't feel like running out. I didn't feel like spending the extra money. And I thought, you know what? I have a few things in the house. What can I come up with? So I found a recipe for a 3-ingredient scone recipe. Talked about this the other night on my channel, on my other video. And yes, in the Wilson home, we call them scones. You might call them scones. Either way, it tastes delicious. So the recipe I found, I will put on my blog. So I am from resumeofamother.com. If you've not checked out my blog, please feel free to. I will have all these recipes in the next few days uploaded on my website, and you can actually just go ahead and do a printout of that. I will have the original recipe on there that I found, but then I have to change it up because you know what? In my home, I never seem to have what other people have. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to walk through it very quickly with you, and then I'm going to let you see a few snippets of what I did. And let me just say, I can describe this recipe in one word. Wow. That's what my husband said. That's what I said when I tried this particular recipe. So you ready for the 3-ingredient recipe that I came up with? All right, we're going to have flour, we're going to have sparkling water, and we're going to have half and half. Now I did use self-rising flour, sparkling water, and half and half. That's it. And really all you're going to do is you're going to sift your flour so that you get all the lumps out, and it's a nice light and fluffy airy flour, which is great for when you make scones. You're going to pour your milk into a glass measuring cup for liquids. You're going to then pour in your seltzer water or your sparkling water on top of the milk. You're going to make a well in your flour. You're going to pour your liquid into the flour, and then you're going to take a butter knife, because you want to keep the flour mixture very light and airy, and you're going to fold in all the stuff with the butter knife. And you'll see me doing that. It sounds a little crazy, but it really does make a difference. When you get it all mixed up, you're going to put a good amount of flour on the counter, and you're literally going to dump your mixture into this pile, and you're going to gently, very gently fold it over, maybe 3, 4, 5 times until you get it looking like a decent mound. Then you're going to flatten it out just a little because you want them nice and thick. And then you're going to take a cup or a scone cutter or biscuit cutter, anything you have like that. You're going to dip that in the flour to get that a little bit of, flour on there, because the dough is very sticky. You're going to cut out your biscuits. You're going to put them on a tray. You're going to pop them in the oven for about 10 minutes. I did take a little bit of that milk mixture that I had left over from the half and half, rub that on the top of each biscuit before I baked it, to help it give it a little bit of a golden color on the top. Just like that. In 10 minutes, I have a wow scone on my plate with a little butter and a little jam and a little bacon on the side for a quick, easy, fast, and in a hurry breakfast. Now, leftovers, I had plenty of leftovers. Tuna salad, chicken salad, egg salad on one of those scones. Way to go. Next morning, we had that leftover bacon. Put a little cheese on there. You've got a great breakfast sandwich or an anytime sandwich. So look at this and see what we came up with. Okay, so you know what? I needed something else. Come home from tonight from work. I'm tired. I've worked all day. Who wants to fuss? Who wants to be bothered with cooking dinner? Maybe you have a headache. Maybe you just don't want to have to fuss and bother in the kitchen. And again, you want something fast, quick, and in a hurry. Now, one of the best things you can do is have a well-stocked pantry. So I was going through my freezer. I was cleaning out my deep freeze to realize, wow, I had an awful lot of Italian sausage in there. One reason I like to use Italian sausage, first of all, it's cheap. Italian sausage, at least in my area, is a cheap package of meat, and it stretches really far. And these, both the scones recipe and also this recipe, are great for a family of 1 or 2. You'll have just enough for dinner with a little bit of leftovers if you need it for a lunch or another meal. And you know, it's just the right size. You can always double and triple this if you have a larger family. But I had a package of Italian sausage. I like it because it's cheap, and I also like it because it has all your spices in it. So if you're not someone maybe that keeps a lot of spices in your spice cabinet, which I highly recommend you do, this is a great way to sort of cheat and get the flavor without adding the spices. I had hot Italian sausage. You can use whatever you have. And I only used 2 instead of the whole package, which gives me 3 more for at least 1 to 2 more recipes, depending on what I decide to do with them. I took the sausage out of the casing. I fried it up. How simple is that? I used an electric frying pan. I didn't even turn on my stovetop or my oven. Again, very quickly, you can do this. You could do it in an Instant Pot if you have the saute menu, saute button. Very simple to do. Brown up your sausage, throw your tortellini in there. I used shelf stable. You can use frozen. You could use refrigerated tortellini. And I threw that in there. I added 1 can of diced tomatoes, a pinch of salt, just a pinch. I wasn't sure, you know, how I felt, how much I needed, just a pinch of salt. Half a can of water went in that empty can of diced tomatoes. That went in there. And I also threw in some half and half. And there you go. And just mixed it up real good. I put the cover on it. I let it cook for about 2 minutes. I went back in there and just made sure the tortellini and all the other ingredients were well mixed together. Put the lid back on there for another 6 minutes. Opened it up. What did I do? I had a tiny, like maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons of shredded Parmesan. I wanted to use that up, get it out of my freezer so I can reuse that container for something else. I threw that in there. I have one of the very small can of peas. You know, you always want to try and get a vegetable in there. Threw the vegetable. I wish I had some fresh spinach. That would have been great, but I had a small can of peas. Threw the small can of peas in there, and then a handful of shredded cheddar cheese. Mix that all up. And I had a roll of croissants, you know, the ones you smack, pop open. I had thrown those in the oven, and I had those on the side. It was so good. It was so delicious. I have 1 word to describe this recipe, and that was wow. That, again, is what my husband said, and that's what I said. Now, we had 3 of us eating from this particular batch tonight, and there's enough left over for 1 person to have either seconds or have a meal tomorrow. So come and see what I did for this recipe. right, so there's 2 recipes for you. Fast, quick, and in a hurry. You can throw this breakfast bread, if you want to call it, a scone, together for breakfast. Use it for your lunch. Use it for a second, sandwich down the road a day or 2 later. I've used those scones now for 3 days, and they have stayed quite well in a Ziploc style bag. So they've stayed fresh. They are very airy, and they are very soft, and they're very delicious. They're a little different. The texture of them is different, and I really liked it. The bubbliness of the seltzer water really gave it a nice spongy texture. It was great. This dinner was fantastic. It's a winner in my home. It's going in my notes to say when I need a meal fast, quick, and in a hurry, and I don't feel like having to fuss or bother. I want to stay away from going out and doing takeouts. I don't want to have to run out and order pizza or anything like that. This is something, it was done in 10 minutes. 10 minutes from the start to going on the plate to a fork in my mouth. 10 minutes, and we had a wow dinner. I wanted to just leave you with that. Do have some channel updates that you'll see up and coming. I hope you enjoy some changes that I want to make to the channel. Got some things going. I'm thinking just, when I started my channel, I had one direction I wanted to go. That was 6 weeks before the pandemic hit. It hit, everything changed, life changed, and the direction of my channel changed. You have to go with the flow. And so I've been just muddling through here for the past couple of years, and I don't know, I've just been thinking over my channel, the direction I want it to go in, the direction I see it going in. So I will be making some changes. Hope you enjoy those changes. If there's something you'd like to see on the channel that I've either done before, I haven't done, I've maybe talked about, don't forget to leave a note in the comments below or reach out to me on the community page as well. And yeah, that's all I've got for you now. So stay tuned for some up and coming changes. And we've got some great things coming up for the spring, showing you some redecorating in the home, some changes in the home, some other new recipes up and coming, a couple of hauls coming up, all kinds of stuff. So thanks for popping over. Thanks for coming to my home and spending the evening with me and chatting. And we'll catch you all on the next video.